Hello, hi, good evening. Hi, this is Christine Crowell here. And I just want to say hi, welcome to day two, the 30-day challenge. And this is the CEO challenge. And I really am super excited to talk to you today about the day two CEO challenge. And let's go dive straight into it. So I'm just going to get my PowerPoint presentation open and I'm going to go from this. So hope you can hear me loud and clear. So welcome to day two of the 30-day CEO challenge. And today I'm going to be talking about the 5 core elements, mastering daily habits for high-performing business routine. So what I'd like to talk to you today, because it's really important that we go through this, that this is a live YouTube event that I'm doing today. But what I want you to do is I want you to have a world-class life. I want you to be able to create good habits daily because you know something? We all know what's in our hearts. We all know what's true. We all know what's pure. And we really should be focusing on our heart, starting off from our heart so that we're then doing good in the world. And then we're going to feel world-class. Okay, so let me delve into this. So we're going to be going through, I'm going to go through a few things here. For example, DJ Jazzy Jeff. I don't know if anyone remembers him. He was, he's a world-class, loved and worked really hard at his craft. He was the best DJ that you could ever come across. And he didn't just suddenly happen within a couple of days and months, for example. It took years of perfection of him staying in and really studying his craft in order for him to become the best. And he is world class at, music producer, for example. And we can also become that way as well by us practicing and doing daily things that's going to make us stronger. And then we become perfect at what we do. So what we got to also focus on is growth, because that growth comes from us having challenges in our lives, for example, because when we're faced with those challenges, then we can either retreat, we can either shrink, or we can grow, and we can grow with the challenge and overcome that challenge to become a stronger person. Because let's face it, life always throws challenges at us, and it's how we conduct ourselves and how we behave when that challenge is happening. So I'm going to talk about growth today. Growth is an important part of growing your business, but also you got to grow yourself. So like I said, you got to work from within and it will come out of you, and you'll be able to deal with these challenges once they come through. Because see challenges as an opportunity, not something to run away from. And like I said, it will help you to grow. So I'm going to discuss with you the winning business model, because I touched briefly on it a couple of days ago, but I want to go into it a bit more. There is a YouTube video here where I talk about this on a whiteboard, for example, and I discuss the core elements, the 5 core elements. So the foundation of winning the business model is understanding the pressing problem that you face, for example, in the target market that you're in. So what is that? Now, what I'd love for you to do, I'd love for you to like and subscribe if you're first time you're watching me on YouTube, for example, here, because I'm going to be doing training every day. And I'm going to really bring to you some really good training that not just about how to earn money, but also how to scale, how to grow your business, but also at the same time to grow your mindset and to be strong and to build those daily habits and get strong with them to grow your business as well. So this is where the opportunities will lie, is in your growth. And you have to overcome that growth by going through some of those obstacles that you really don't want to face. But if you're going to grow, it's going to help you. See them as an opportunity and not as something to fear. Look, when we're our human instincts are to run. You see danger, you run. And yes, you should do, depending on what type of danger that it is. But this is the type of opportunity that's going to help you to grow. So you could see it as a challenge, for example. So think about, what are your customers struggling with, and how does this problem impact their daily life or their business? So what is it that you can help your customers with, for example? There's so many things out there that we can offer to our potential customers, for example. And we'll go through this when we start going into more and more of the 30-day challenge, the CEO challenge, for example. So the next thing is number 2, what is your unique value proposition? What is your, they call it a UVP, for example. I want you to focus on what makes you unique and why people should choose you over the competition. Now, you don't want your competition that's going to be, I'm not talking about your competition that's sleazy, that's going to take your information and use it, in that way. I'm talking about real competition, quality, a very good company that you want to be like and want to become. That is your competition, and that is where you should focus on, is looking ahead. Who is ahead of you that you can focus on, for example? So number 3 is the business model structure. Okay, how do you generate revenue and make a profit? You need to define what it is that you deliver and value your customers. What do they value and what will they pay you for? Now, don't just do one thing, because I always remember myself many years ago. I always remember just having a massive contract with one organization, a government organization. Well, imagine that gets snatched away from you. Then what are you left with? So care providers, if you have got government contracts, I just drink my water. If you've got government contracts, right? You've got government contracts, and that is your only money that you've got coming in. Then what happens when that contract ends? That means that your money stops, right? So you don't want that. So you've got to look at multiple streams of income within the same field, if that makes sense. So look at the private clients that you can get, as well as the government clients, like the hospitals, NHS, the hospitals, if you're in America, for example, or you can do private sector, or there's organizations that you can work with to get the work from, for example. Now, you got to look at your business like a cat. They say a cat has 9 lives, don't they? And I'm going to explain this, because when you've got a business and you're just doing one thing, and that one thing dies, that means your business dies. So you need to have multiple businesses within the business, for example, that's going to create income stream, so that if that business dies, for example, you still got an income coming in. Another way of looking at it is that you can try these different business models, like 9 of them. I'm not saying jump at them all at once, but 9 of them. Say you're going to do, say, 3 in 1 year, but I'm going to use the 9 scenario, for example. You try all 9 of them, and then you'll see which one works the best for you, that is aligned with you, and that is going to make you really stand out and be strong. Okay, so think about your business model structure. Okay, I hope you're enjoying this. Give me a like if you are. So Number 4 is the minimum viable product. So your service, what will you start with? You want a simple version of the solution. Try that way so that you're doing baby steps rather than just jumping straight to the top. Start off at the lowest that you can get in, and then you can add the others. Start with the easy first, and then you build up so that then you know what is really working for your organization, for example. Okay, hope you're enjoying that. So I'll go on to the next one now. So the next one is number 5. So that's number 5, strategy for growth and scaling. So a winning business model doesn't just stop at the first sale. It's about scaling up. So you can offer a product, but you can also have another product that's going to complement that product so that you've got different price points so that you can reach, the wider audience as well. You'll be able to serve more customers. You'll be increasing your average sale value, and you'll automate parts of your business to handle growth as well. So that is the 5 core elements of a successful business model. And I've just touched briefly on this as well. So now we're going to talk about creating habits. So it's important for you to create daily habits as the CEOs to help with your business model. You don't want to run your business on emotions. And if you do that, I did that many years ago. If you do that, then you're going to be chaotic. You're not going to be strong in your business. Okay. Don't let your emotions rule your business, because you've got to think logically. You've got to grow with your business. You can save that emotion for when you get home, closed door, for example, but don't run a business on emotions. That is key. So it's important to be consistent. I show up every day. People that know me, they know that I'm always showing up. I'm there every day. Okay. So make sure that you create a morning routine. And I'm going to talk to you about morning routine here. So starting each day with a clear plan, focusing on your top 3 priorities, daily learning, dedicating time to lead and grow, learn and grow. Whether it's reading a business book, and I've got the business books over here somewhere, and then what you need to do is listen to a podcast. That is a good thing in the morning. Reflection, meditation, for example. And then adjustments, which is you end the day with a quick reflection. What went well? What didn't go well, because things go wrong, for example, and what adjustments do you need to make for tomorrow? So it's important that you think about your morning routine, like what I do in the morning. I get up at 4:45. I do my exercise 5 o'clock, for example, my high intensity exercise. I then read. I then journal. I journal every day. I read my Bible. I read a page from my Bible. I pray. I meditate for 15, 20 minutes. And you can do this as many times as you want to with meditation, because it is good for helping the mindset. I've been used to doing it for a number of years now, for example. Now, when I first started, I was meditating about 3-4 times a day because I needed to get in the zone to get into my mind flow, for example. And when you meditate, for example, like with me, what I do is I pour into myself first thing in the morning. So after I meditate, etc., then I then go for a walk for 1 hour and 45 minutes. So I do about a 2-hour exercise a day, for example, as well as meditation. So I've poured into myself before I've started work. Now, we all know that story when you're on the plane and the pilot says, put your own mask on first before you start helping other people, family, for example, because you could lose oxygen and then you could collapse and then you wouldn't be able to help them, for example. Okay. So you always got to look at pouring into yourself so that you're able to give the best to your customers as well as to the work. Now, with the work, what I tend to do when I start at 9 o'clock, well, I start before 9 o'clock, but probably about 8 o'clock, I start in the morning. I then do I do 3 90-minute blocks. So I do 90-minute block, then I rest for 10 minutes. 90-minute block of work. I do high value work. Hard work gets done first thing in the morning when I'm strong and fit, for example. Okay. That's what I do. And it's important that this is done for me. And I believe it will work really well for yourself. This is what the 3% of the CEOs are doing. You know, when they're doing this because they know that it works. They're blocking off time that they're going to work on the most hardest work first, for example. So, like I said, you designed a personal routine. It's up to you how you do it that fits in with your lifestyle and your business needs, ensuring that you stay on track with your goals. Remember, it's about finding what works for you and sticking with it. So, I want you to look at taking 20 minutes tonight for you to, after this activity, for example, and I want you to define what your daily routine is based on today's discussion, what you've learned today. What will your daily routine be? You know, write it out, use a journal and write it out, for example. I've got here, I'll just show you. I've got here a ring binder, bit old fashioned, right? And this ring binder, it is actually, I call it my success intelligence ring binder. And what I've written in here is my 365 days goal. I've also done my quarterly goals. I've also done my weekly goals and my daily goals. This I learned from Robin Sharma, the 5 a.m. Club. I've got the book behind me here. I would highly recommend that you read that book. In one of the 30-day challenge training that I'm going to do is about all the books that I've read and to go through it with you, just so that it gives you some clarity of what books you could possibly read as well. So, like I said, plan 10 minutes tonight, 20 minutes, and write out what you feel your routine is going to be, for example. But like I said, I'd highly recommend that you get the book by Robin Sharma. That's a good book. There's also Dr. Joe Dispenza. That's a very good book. And I'm going to be going through that anyway, for example. And there's so many books on leadership, for example, management, productivity. The list is endless, really. But I'll go through the ones that I've read that I found very interesting, for example. So, like I said, you've really got to be thinking about what your routine is, creating that daily habit. So, day 3 is going to be about identifying the real mindset. This is about being focused. And I'll be talking to you about the foundations of any successful business is solving a real problem that exists in the market. Day 3 will be the about 30-day challenge, where we will create in this a teaching section where you'll be able to participate, to identify those problems and validate them, ensuring that you build the correct solutions and that you truly need and that people need and that they're willing to pay for. Now, it is important, for example, to really focus on these things, because by building a habit, we will get stronger in our business and we'll be really focused on what it is that we need to do to achieve the goals each day. Because each time you achieve a goal, you feel really good about it. You feel so empowered that you should celebrate that. So when you block off 90 minutes, for example, and you've completed the 90 minutes and you've done some work, for example, then celebrate it. Take a 10-minute break, stand up, walk around. For example, if you want to do 30 minutes, then, you know, that's up to you. You can do 30 minutes, then have a break for 10 minutes, for example. But I like to do 90 minutes because I get into it and then I can get closure when I'm working on my clients' contracts, for example, or my clients' work loads, for example. It's important that we think about creating these daily habits, because these daily habits is going to make you feel wonderful on the inside, because that's where it needs to be. We need to feel wealthy on the inside, because to most people, it's not about finance. It's about feeling happy. And it's about being happy and being joy and being grateful for the life that we have. Every day we wake up and we're alive, and we should celebrate that, because not many people get to do that. So it's a blessing when that happens. So what I want you to think about is your habits. What are they going to be? Will you be doing the walks? Will you be going for nature walks, for example, or will you be going for forest walks? Now, they call it forest bathing, for example, because you're taking in the sounds of the trees and the wind and the flowers and the bees and the butterflies, etc. You're acknowledging the beauty around us. And you can do the same when you're walking in a field. You know, you're walking in a field and you're creating a, you know, wellness where you can, you know, just breathe in the air and the grass and things like that. And the same with when you're walking along the seafront, you can smell the sea, you can smell the fresh air, you can hear the waves crashing, for example. So what I want you to be thinking about is what you're going to be doing for your daily routine. Like I do my exercises, for example, I do my meditation, I do my journaling. You know, I'd highly recommend that you get a journal, because that journal will be able to really help you to put things down on paper and to be able to work with what you would like your future self. How do you see your future self? What is it that you would like? What would you like to experience? When you're looking at your business model, what would you like to experience in your business model? How does your business look to you? Is it working from home? You're serving clients globally, around the world, for example. Are you in a community, for example? Are you developing yourself? Are you reading books? Are you doing meditations? Are you focused on your business, but also looking at building a stronger business? For example, like you've got a business right now, but 5, 10 years from now, what does that business truly look like? And please accept that you will have challenges in your business. If you go in to business thinking everything's going to be smooth sailing, hunky-dory, it's not going to be. There will be challenges. They will be. And it's okay to have challenges, but it's knowing how best to deal with those challenges when the challenge hits you. Like, for example, having a savings in your business so that when that challenge does hit you, that you're able to get out of that difficulty. Create a crisis plan. And we're going to go through a crisis plan, what goes into a crisis plan and what it looks like, because every business around the world faces challenges. And it's how you deal with the challenge when it hits you. See it as an opportunity to grow. See it as an opportunity to know and learn from it, because maybe it failed. So you may need to go a different direction. If something's not working, for example, then look at another direction. Don't be so tunnel vision that you'll be like, well, I'm going to stay doing this until the end. That's no good to you. So we'll be looking at business models, we'll be looking at frameworks, we'll be looking at different habits that you can do. So what I'd like to hear from you in the chat is, what habits are you going to create, your daily habits? You don't have to, because I say I get up at 4:45 in the morning. I'm not saying that you to do that, but create some sort of habit. Start off small if you want to, but you'll need to build yourself up when you are looking to be the CEO that can, deal with challenges that come into your business and still have finesse and still have pride, because the challenges will come. That's normal in business. Failing is part of business. People, when they fall, they get back up, right? When a baby is crawling and it's walking and it falls, gets back up. And then it practices, doesn't it? Keeps practicing and practicing until it gets perfect, for example. So I wanted to share with you today the habits of the CEO. And also I talked about the business model, success business model. Please do like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and join me tomorrow at 7 p.m. UK time. That's 2 p.m. in America, for example, in New York. But I'd love for you to really think about what is your daily habits going to be. Because if you're creating a 5, 6, 7, 8-figure business, for example, then you need to have some habits in place. Because like I said, embrace that failure. See it as a learning curve, that you're going to learn from it. That's what you want to do, not run from it. You want to learn from that failure that's just happened, because it's not there to destroy you. It's there to grow you. It's there to develop you. If everything was easy, then we wouldn't grow, would we? It would be like nothing. We love a challenge. Well, I love a challenge. And we should grow from that challenge as well. So thank you so much. And it's been such a pleasure to be here to talk about the habits. And what I want to do is for you to like and subscribe to the channel so that you get further updates. And also, I'm going to put the link from yesterday's video in here as well, for those of you that possibly may have missed yesterday. But if you did miss yesterday's video, then please do listen to it again. and then you can obviously watch this and it will tie in. So each one is going to tie in each day. And like I said, this is going to be a 30-day challenge, and I'll be here tomorrow at 7 p.m. God willing. Take care. Thank you. Goodbye.